This is a first draft video to try to solidify the image chip workflow for solar panels. So there'll be a few steps. The first one is laying down a bunch of KML points in Google Earth just to find places that are decent, have solar panels in various forms. And then the next part will be actually screen capturing the image chips themselves in a consistent manner. And then the third part, which might be in a different video, is going to be using a software called CVAT to do the bounding box annotations on the panels for calibration validation. So we'll start here. I'm in Jordan. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Jordan, Israel, and for the moment, this is subject to change. I think we'll collect data um, in this general area. So I've been focusing initially on Mafraq, and that's just because it's in the general neighborhood of this Zatari camp. This is the big refugee camp, and that's not completely relevant to us right now, but we're going to try to stay close. And in fact, this would be one gigantic solar array that we could mark. So okay, I'm in marking mode here. I first need to go to our shared OneDrive Jordan folder, and I've got a KMZ that will be shared and always updated. I'll just dump this in there, and you can see this has 4 points in it so far. So let's just visit one. And so this is one where basically I'm thinking within a reasonable area, within a couple hundred meters, when it comes time to capture, I expect that the screen here, if you take a measurement, will be about 200 to 250 meters zoom level. So this doesn't really matter right now, but it's to give you a sense of like in which box these solar panels should exist in order to be captured in the same image chip. So in this case, this, maybe there's one or two other ones that would also be captured when I just bring over my box now. Sorry. When I bring over this box that I'll show a little bit later, which is going to depend on the zoom level. So for now, I'm just finding solar panels. So go over here, we can see I've got a bunch of solar panels in this area that are bigger, nice and clear. Got some different ones over here. So I don't really have an organized strategy to do this. We're just kind of surveying the neighborhoods, looking for different configurations. So I might zoom in here. Okay, I can already see some big ones, some small ones. So this might be right here in between. I'm kind of putting my points like in what I would envision the center of the bounding box to be. So I'll just grab a point here, move it over, and this thing pops up and we just click OK. We're not going to bother naming anything or changing anything because I don't think it's worth it. Importantly, the image date seems to matter a lot, and this one seems good, this May 2023. So you find that by going to the historical imagery button and going to May 2023. This may not be true for other locations, but it's true for this region in Jordan. So yeah, you just kind of poke around, do a few, see what you see. Maybe you'll get a strategy that's better than mine, that's more systematic. So here's a couple in here. I can just add another one, say okay, great. So I'm done for the day. I've done all the work that I care to do today, and I'm gonna save this. I'm just gonna overwrite. I don't actually know the best save workflow, so I just click Control S and then overwrite the file. You know what? Maybe we should do, just so we don't mess things up, because I've already messed this up once. Let's just keep putting today's date so that we just have a bunch of different updating KMZs and never screw ourselves over. So 2026 0205 or whatever it is. And then you'll want to get rid of this, delete it out of here, because we're sharing this file, so we want to make sure we're not at cross purposes. Okay, so that is the initial marking workflow. Now I'm going to do the image chip gathering workflow, and this is very tentative because this is not a well-established thing, but I do have some ideas of how to streamline this. Let me get this out of the way. So let's visit a place, and let me bring back my red box. Okay, so this red box, I will show you how to make it stays permanently on your screen, and I've made it so it is 1024 by 1024 pixels. So this is what gives us a consistent template for screen capturing. So that's one part of the equation. That's the resolution, but we need to see what's going to be the actual pixel size on the ground also. So that depends on our zoom level. You can see if you zoom way in, well, then there aren't as many objects in this frame, and you zoom out and there are more objects, but everything gets smaller. So what I'm thinking for now is that we want to use the measurement tool and go along the side of your box. And you can see right now that's 275 meters. I'm wanting this to be, I think, roughly between 200 and 250 meters is fine, is consistent enough. So here I'll zoom in a little more, plop that line down there. So that's 207. So that's pretty good. Oh, I just moved again. Let's just make sure that's still good. 238, that's fine. Okay. So now I've got my zoom level is good. We'll get that out of the way. And now I can use a screen capture utility. I'm using one called PicPic because it's easy to just launch with a prescribed pixel size. So I'm just using my hotkeys here to launch this. And I see I've got my 1024 by 1024 box, and it lines up just about exactly with this red box. And I think it's okay to have the place mark in the middle. I don't think that'll mess anything up. We'll click capture, and then we will save this off to the Jordan image chips folder, and I won't change anything about it because I think that is unnecessary work. So I'll get out of there, and then I'll just double click to go to the next point. So in Google Earth Pro, I'm pretty confident that double clicking on the next point keeps you at the exact same zoom level. This is not true on the web app. You need to have this downloaded on your computer. For now, I'm just going to confirm once. Roughly the same, 226, close enough, nothing major changed. And so once again, I would have my box, and conveniently it's just right there. So this will be pretty quick once we get it going. And I would capture that and save it off, etc. So I think that's it. This is worth trying, and I'll give you the details for the box making and the screen capture.